Okay, in this video, I want to show you guys real quick how to export your file. Everything at this point should be ready for the laser cutter. You can see that I've gone in and made a few changes, and I'm going to explain these changes and then show you how to export this file. So first of all, I made a little bit more of a complicated design. Mostly just using the shape tool and the rotate tool, I was able to make something a little more interesting. Also, you'll see that I drew a path around the outline of the house, so we're going to play around with creating an outline there. And also, more importantly, you'll probably notice that right now I have lots of different colors. Now, the laser cutter, when it's in vector mode, can understand CMYK RGB. And what that means is cyan, magenta, yellow, black, red, green, blue. So you can adjust and set each of these colors to a different setting on the machine, and it will register these colors when we bring it in. So an example of that would be the magenta line I'm clearly going to cut out. So this will get cut out by the laser cutter. However, the red outline around the house I do not want to cut all the way through, or we'll lose the image of the house. But I just wanted to burn an extra outline around this just for the fun of it. So we're going to set that to not cut all the way through, but to etch in a line. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different possible settings we can choose for the laser cutter. And I'm also going to do another thing. I'm going to select all of these outlines really quick. And I'm going to go into the stroke tool over here, and I'm going to turn down the point size to 0.5. That's going to make our lines really thin, and it might not be as aesthetically pleasing as a design, but that doesn't really matter. All we want is the path for the laser cutter to follow, and what we don't want is for the laser cutter to read this whole thing as a thick line and try to cut on both the inside and the outside of the line. So by taking our stroke weight down to 0.5 and possibly 0.25, we can get a laser cut line that follows just the path and doesn't cut out on either side of that line. So once we have everything ready and there's nothing else on our border screen except for what we want to send to the laser cutter, and it's in our 12 by 12 area, we'll go up to File, File Save. We're actually going to save as a PDF. We're not going to export as something else. This is primarily because we essentially need an XPS file eventually, but Mac can't export as an XPS, and we use Macs up here. So we'll export as a PDF and then convert once we get to a Windows computer. And a PDF file is a type of vector file, so we'll save it as a PDF instead of exporting as a PDF. So here we go. Here's our Adobe PDF file. It's going to get saved as Laser Project, Laser Cutter Proj PDF. It's going to go to the desktop. We're going to hit save. We're then going to put this. Here we go. Save PDF. All your settings should be complete. Oh, one setting that you definitely need to make sure of. I should have did this first, but we didn't. That's okay. We can look at it now. Under edit color settings, mine's probably already set, so we're safe. Whoops, excuse me, not color settings. Here it is, File, Document Color Mode. You want to make sure that your document color mode is set to RGB. If it's not set to RGB, it won't understand all these color changes that we just made. You might be defaulted to CMYK because that's a better print mode for a better color mode for printing. But for understanding colors in PDF, you want to make sure your document color mode is RGB. So if you have that, you file, export as your PDF. You can see my PDF is on the desktop now. We'll put this on our flash drive and we'll bring it to the laser cutter.